In the Impact segment tonight, reaction to our interview with the Republican vice presidential nominee Mike Pence. Joining us now from Washington, former Democratic Congressman Dennis Kucinich. Okay, Congressman, let's go. What do you like best? What didn't you like about what you heard from Governor Pence, the vice presidential nominee?
Well, first let me tell you what I did like. Once again, Governor Pence proved why he was chosen by Donald Trump. He presents himself in a very level-headed way. He explains things. He has a depth of knowledge of government, and he was a solid choice, and he continues to demonstrate that.
Okay. Now, let's talk about a little bit about this Clinton Foundation. He wants, and Donald Trump and Mike Pence are calling for the independent prosecutor to take a look. You know, that's aside from what the FBI may or may not be doing, but they want to take a look into the Clinton Foundation dealings. What do you think of the Clinton Foundation?
Well, first of all, the questions that have been raised about pay-to-play are questions that are of the public interest. They have to be looked at. They cannot be dismissed out of hand. But as far as the appointment of a special prosecutor by the president, you have to remember this. If the president appoints a special prosecutor, the president can get rid of a special prosecutor. I believe the Constitution was set up to handle this, and that Congress, in this case, you have a special committee chaired by Chairman Gowdy, the Government Oversight Committee chaired by Chairman Chaffetz. Those committees are set up to be able to deal with this and to go deeper into the probe. So I do not favor a special
prosecutor. Yeah, but when you get that, Congressman, when that happens, all of the Democrats and liberals say, oh, there's a Republican, mob that's going after Hillary Clinton unduly.
No, wait a minute. We have a system of checks and balances, and we have a partisan system. I don't always like it, but I recognize it for what it is. And I think that the people who are in charge of those committees have the capacity to be able to look at evidence objectively for what it is. I do not want Congress to give up its authority to a fourth branch of special prosecutor.
Congressman, did the system of checks and balances check off or sign off on Hillary Clinton's ability to run the Clinton Foundation and the State Department at the same time?
Well, you could see that there was a responsibility that the Secretary had to provide information. There's a question as to whether information was provided to the Obama White House.
Congressman,
yes, sir.
She got approval to do this by who? Herself.
Look, I'm not defending, to be very clear about this, that position that has been taken by Secretary Clinton cannot be defended, but what you can say, and this is the matter of import here, that a special prosecutor has a whole range of problems in our constitutional structure. I favor Congress doing its job, and Congress must pick up where it left off with this probe.
All right, let's move on. I think we're moving on. Okay, so on the black vote, I asked Governor Pence about Donald Trump's pivot to address the black vote. He has 8%. Now, unless my numbers are wrong, John McCain only pulled in about 4 or 5% of the black vote, and Mitt Romney 5 or 6% of the black vote. So Trump right now is polling better with the blacks than either of the prior two Republicans.
Well, African-American voters have a right to know what's going to be done with respect to creation of jobs, health care, education of the children. And frankly, if you look at the statistics in the last few years, there's been a massive transfer of wealth away from most African-American families, principally because of the subprime meltdown.
Under President Obama, the first African-American president.
Well, it happened, period. And why did it happen? The subprime meltdown caused a diminishing of the wealth of African-American families who had their wealth stored up in their homes. And so I can tell you from Cleveland, where I'm at, Cleveland area was devastated by the subprime meltdown, where no-doc, low-doc loans were proliferating, banks were cashing in, and neighborhoods later on were devastated. Well, Donald Trump should be speaking to that. And as someone who's challenged Wall Street in various ways and doesn't get along very well with Wall Street, he may be in a better position to address some of those economic issues.
All right, Congressman, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Next on the rundown, Donald Trump says he's open to softening his immigration stance, but is that a smart move for his campaign? That debate upcoming.